So let's have a quick look at how leaders from across the world have reacted to British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party's landslide victory in UK's general elections. US President Donald Trump congratulated Boris Johnson on his victory at the elections and added that this indicates a lot of US trade with the British nation.
I want to congratulate Boris Johnson on a terrific victory. I think that might be a harbinger of what's to come in our country. It was last time. I'm sure people will be thrilled to hear that.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also congratulated British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Speaking in an address posted to his social media page, Netanyahu said that he looks forward to strengthening Israel and the UK's friendship.
Congratulations to my friend Boris Johnson on your astonishing victory. This is more evidence that the people decide, not the media. It's part of a global tidal wave for secure borders, a free economy, and sovereignty. I look forward, Boris, to working with you in the coming years to strengthening even further the important friendship between Israel and the UK. Congratulations, friend.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin also congratulated UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson on his victory, saying that he hopes this creates a scope for constructive dialogue between the two nations. French President Emmanuel Macron also congratulated UK's Prime Minister for his very clear election victory. Speaking in Brussels, Macron said that he hoped Johnson's victory would lead to the UK's exit from the European Union on January 31st. Former UK Prime Minister David Cameron also congratulated the newly elected Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his Conservative Party. He said the victory marks the end of Corbyn and Corbynism as the left-wing Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn now faces calls for his resignation.
What are your thoughts on the result last night, Mr Cameron?
Well, first of all, big congratulations to Boris Johnson and all those Conservative candidates who work so hard. It's an extraordinary result, a powerful result. It marks the end of Corbyn and Corbynism, and that's a very good thing for the country.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel also congratulated Prime Minister Boris Johnson, saying that many European leaders were glad to see a clear election result in Britain. Meanwhile, Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte also congratulated Johnson on his win. He commended the new UK government's ability to negotiate Brexit terms, saying, and I quote, "Finally, we can get clarity and can move on to the next stage."
Yes, it seems so, because Boris Johnson achieved a commendable majority. So I guess he is now able to do this, which I think is good, because then finally we get clarity and we can move on to the next stage, because we need a very strong relationship. The UK is still in Europe. Even after the 31st of January, the UK is still one of our biggest neighbors. We are still in NATO together. We still have the same values. We still have the same economic interests at heart. So we need a very close and strong relationship.